It so happens that everything in the film seems to be good. The script based on a successful novel and a famous director and Oscar-winning actors. Everything is there. But something still does not stick, and the tape eventually fails, although it would seem that it's a guaranteed success. One of these films is Edge of Tomorrow, with Tom Cruise in the title role. What exactly led such a promising picture to death? Let's figure it out. The story of Edge of Tomorrow started in 2009, when the film company Vis Productions commissioned the script from Dante Harper. The writing was based on the novel-ronabe of the modern Japanese writer Hiroshi Sakurazaki, written in the genre of combat fiction, and had the title All You Need Is Kill. In 2005, this novel was nominated for Best Japanese Novel of the Year. As soon as Harper finished working on the script, Wiz Productions launched an ad campaign, and the script went on a highly publicized blacklist. Its price skyrocketed, and in 2010, the Warner Brothers Film Company acquired the script for $3 million. Immediately after the purchase, the company connected the eminent director Doug Lyman to the Edge of Tomorrow. The newly minted director immediately stated that the script of the film was too hackneyed and boring, and that it only had one interesting idea. And, as befits a person who loves to create, he decided to undertake to make the plot more exciting for the viewer. To do this, he invited Joby Harold to work on changing the script, who a couple of years earlier had released the rather successful psychological thriller Narcosis, which grossed $14 million with a film budget of $8.6 million. Joby Harold coped with the task to change the script, and already in 2011, the Hollywood icon, star actor Brad Pitt, was invited to the main role in this film. But he refused the role. For what reason remains a mystery. Many believe that Brad Pitt has long been considered a dramatic actor, and has not been interested in such scenarios about alien forces for a long time. However, the picture World War Z, which came out just a couple of years after his refusal to play in Edge of Tomorrow, refutes such rumours. But most likely, in the eyes of Brad Pitt, the story about running zombies looked more dramatic than the invasion of an extraterrestrial race on Earth. After the Hollywood star refused from the main role, the film studio turned to another famous actor, Tom Cruise. He had already agreed, and by that time Cruise's popularity had once again skyrocketed after the success of the film Protocol Phantom at the box office. They began to rewrite the script of the film again, and when it was finally put in order, Doug Lyman was completely displeased with it. According to the director, he rejected 2/3 of the script, and even what was left of the original version could not avoid changes. Under Lyman's leadership, the Butterworth brothers, who are mostly known for their work Birthday Girl and Spectrum, undertook to rewrite the script. To make the script as flawless as possible, Simon Kinberg was invited to polish the resulting version, known for the fact that he was the one who reshot Fantastic Four, and as a director, shot the acclaimed Dark Phoenix. And only after that, Tom Cruise joined the work. The actor wasn't satisfied with the excessive severity of the script, and he offered to dilute the gloom of the described events with the appropriate humour, for which Christopher McQuarrie was invited, with whom Cruise worked together in the Mission Impossible franchise. McQuarrie refined the script even on the go during filming, which was not a good idea, because it subsequently resulted in a significant budget overrun. The script was unfinished and crude, but it was necessary to start filming, because due to the transfer with the filming, the tape could have lost Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt, who joined the project at the very last moment. The film faced a huge number of production difficulties, which inevitably caused concern for Warner Brothers, and only one Doug Lyman was not upset by the incessant avalanche of problems. Doug himself is a very interesting director. Almost all his films went through the stage of dossiers and reshoots, because he himself always stood up for finishing the finished films. For example, in the movie The Bourne Identity, we had to reshoot the entire middle of the film, and then the end. The film Mr. and Mrs. Smith, like Edge of Tomorrow, was also filmed without a ready-made script, which led to numerous reshoots and corrections during the work on the film. Surely someone has already heard about the movie Chaos Tread, in which Tom Holland and Daisy Ridley played the same roles. The director of this film is the same Doug Lyman. Due to the constant reshoots, this film could still not be released. No wonder that Edge of Tomorrow suffered the same fate. After 2 days of filming the episode with the landing of the protagonists on the beach, the director decided that he had filmed some nonsense, and, as a result, the shooting of this one episode stretched out for 2 whole months. Doug was constantly not satisfied with small moments, and as a result, he could not meet the prescribed 2 weeks for this shot, violating all possible deadlines. He also did not like the design of the aliens. He rejected all the proposed hundreds of concepts, firmly insisting that it should be similar to anything he had seen before. Everyone will decide for himself whether it was worth it in the end or not, but Lyman was absolutely adamant. Usually, such filming on the go leads to conflicts on the set, but nothing like that can be said about the actors who are filmed in his films. They are ready to act under his guidance again and again, without much discontent and objections. For example, Tom Cruise expressed his willingness to collaborate with Lyman in each of his films, and soon intends to even fly into space with the director to make spectacular filming there. I wonder, what if something doesn't suit Doug again on such an extreme set and he has to reshoot everything again? But apparently this is the plan, and Tom Cruise took into account all possible options. When the film Edge of Tomorrow was filmed and a draft version was offered to be shown to the audience, it turned out that much in the tape did not work, and this led to the fact that much of the picture was cut out, and the next files were organised again. On this occasion, many actors were invited, including Jeremy Piven. He quickly came to London for filming, and there he soon very effectively confronted the aggressors on the streets of the British capital. You would think that Jeremy was made up to look like an alien, since he was not visible in the film. However, everything turned out to be much simpler. Piven was simply cut out of the film. Due to the reshoots and the poor reaction of the test audience to the film, Warner Bros. Studios panicked. Initially, the title of the film, All You Need Is Kill, was hastily changed to Edge of Tomorrow. This was done because of the teenage rating, next to which the word kill, right in the title of the tape, looks strange, and at least this is how the film studio interpreted the negative reaction of the audience. Doug Lyman still insisted on the title Live, Die, Repeat, but they did not listen to him, although they agreed to put these words in the slogan of the film. According to the director, dissatisfied with the decision, the name Edge of Tomorrow did not say anything and sounded too outdated. The film hit the screens in May 2014, and, to the great disappointment of Warner Bros., the film's success in the American box office was very mediocre. In the chart, the picture took only 3rd place, and in the first week of the rental grossed $28 million, losing to the films The Fault in Our Stars and Maleficent, with Angelina Jolie in the title role. It was a real disaster, as the film's budget was $175 million. Such a horrific failure in the American box office is attributed to a bad advertising campaign that the film studio has set up. Many critics and moviegoers alike have cited a constant emphasis on war in the film, alluding to the plot of Battle of Los Angeles that critics smashed to smithereens. Although, in fact, these two films have nothing in common. Everything could have turned out differently if the film had more humour and Emily Blunt was shown more often in the frame, and so the audience thought that this was another film about the alien invasion. The slogan of the film, Live, Die, Repeat, is recognised by many analysts as more successful. Therefore, the Warner Bros. Studio considers such a claim quite reasonable, and puts a more suitable title in the foreground at the box office, hiding the original title of the film. Summing up the results of the American box office, Edge of Tomorrow grossed $100 million in theatres, and the world distribution gave another $270 million. With a film budget of $175 million, the film company was unable to decide on a sequel. If the studio had met its initial budget of $145 million, then after some time it would have turned out to be a plus, and the shooting of the second part would have just been around the corner. The advertising campaign cost the studio $100 million, which saved the advertising budget. But if it were not for the thrifty advertising support of the film could have been much more successful at the box office. The film had very good ratings both among viewers and critics, and was confidently held at the box office, although the start of the tape was not too impressive. Therefore, in 2019, the film company announced that the sequel Edge of Tomorrow has been given the green light. However, there are still many questions regarding the continuation of the film, so that the tape does not sink again in the production hell. There is also another little problem that is often overlooked. Tom Cruise is a wonderful actor and looks very impressive in the film, but when and if filming does start, he will already be 60 years old or even more. Agree that a fighting pensioner can look somewhat strange in such a film. At the moment, the official title for the sequel is Die, Live, Repeat. Let's hope the film company will not repeat its mistakes, and soon we will be able to get the great pleasure from the continuation of the film Edge of Tomorrow.